Hi, guys. Hope you're doing well today. It's Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy Museum Adventures and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Another video for you. We're still
Mhm.
on the Buford Pusser case. This video here is going to be of Mike Elam, and he's talking about the 1974 crash, accident, death of Buford Pusser.
Mhm.
We're going to play some of his video, and we'll stop it ever so often. I'm going to insert certain things, and he's going to tell you that he's telling you the truth about one thing and that his blood alcohol's this. We're going to show you something else. He's going to tell you that his is all about fact and everybody else's is fiction, and we're going to show you different. I'm not going to get excited over it. Not going to get upset because I'm having chest pains. This is between our age and everything. It's just not worth it, and you can get so worked up. It's not just Mr. Elam. It's the TBI, Mr. Davison. I am so brokenhearted. We're going to do a video. The next video that I do, and it may very well be the last. How long can you go on with this? But if you guys just go watch that news conference and just sit down and watch that news conference, you'll have a different take. If you'll watch what they say and how they word things and how they get around things, and where one person said this, well, we did have one person say it was staged, and I'm getting off on that video, but I get so saddened, so saddened. Um, we'll start off with Mr. Elam's video. I'll tell you one thing we have done, guys. You
What's that?
know, in one of our first or second videos, we said all
Hmm.
you got to do, Google,
So-
Google, Buford Pusser, Google. What was you going to say?
I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
Google, walking tall. And when you Google that right off the bat, Mark Davison's name comes up. The TBI comes up. Buford Pusser murdered his wife comes up.
Yeah.
Or it did. Or it did. You can used to be able to go to the press conference, and the first place it would come up at was Mark Davison's Facebook page. He had that press conference on his Facebook page right there. It was the first thing. Now it comes up, and you click on it, and it says not
Available.
available.
Whoa.
So he's taking that off his Facebook page. I guess that was too much of a telltale sign that we were trying to get some attention. Why would we post it on our Facebook page and us being a prosecutor? But I don't know how they done it. I guess I don't know a lot of things, but somebody's got something to do with Google, because now if you Google walking tall or you Google Buford Pusser, it's gone back. That press conference won't come up. It goes back to Buford Pusser and something about him.
Really?
You have to specifically go looking for the press conference now. Let's play Mr. Elam.
Okay. Here we go. We find it. Right, real quick. I'll switch it just a
Well, let's
second. Here
set
we
the
go.
record straight. Fred
But
Pusser died as
in
a
a minute.
result of a drunk driving accident where his blood alcohol concentration was measured at 0.18, about twice the state's legal limit back then.
Pause it.
One of the privileges that I've had over the years.
I'll go.
Now,
Sorry.
guys, listen to what he says, because one thing about following Mr. Elam is it's pretty easy, because he makes these statements with no consciousness of thinking that somebody may just check him out one day.
Mm.
He's so used to everybody taking him at his word and whatever he says. And if you do say anything, the only thing he'll come back with is, "Oh, they're just on the Buford bandwagon. They're part of the Buford cult." That's what he says. If you call him out on anything, that's his excuse. Oh, you just don't want to hear the truth. Now we're going to show you something. Again, Sheila and I try to prove everything so there's not a
Definitely try to
misunderstanding.
back it up.
That's why we're so chest pains and everything else where we don't get no sleep. Of course, this is stressful trying to call people out, and especially when they're powerful people and they're in the positions that some of them are in. Mr. Elam says that, let's set the record straight. Buford was driving drunk and he had a blood alcohol of 0.18. How many times have we heard that on video after video after video from him?
Right.
So on this video here, we're going to set that record straight for you. But remember what he just said, because the last thing we play at the end of this video will be that same comment again. And let's see if from right now to the end of this video, if Mr. Elam shows you any proof whatsoever that Buford was driving drunk, that he was killed drunk, and that he had a blood alcohol content of 0.18. Let's see if he proves that in this video or any video of his. Now he just mentioned, and he said, you all didn't get that because I stopped at about that time, but he says that he had the privilege. That's where he stopped at it. I had the privilege of, he's going to say meeting Paul Ervin, state trooper, but he said it's a privilege. So let's let it go.
Is to interview the trooper that worked his fatal accident, Paul Ervin, who was later McNairy County Sheriff himself.
He said he had the privilege of meeting State Trooper Paul Ervin, who also became McNairy County Sheriff. Had the privilege of meeting him. He had the privilege of meeting him. He's had the privilege of conspiring with another fellow. We don't know the name that we want to put out yet. We think we do, but we're not sure enough that we want to take a chance on slandering somebody else. So we'll wait till we know we got the right person. But, you know, there's two people Mike Elam brags on left and right. It's Trooper Paul Ervin, whom he says falsified a report, a police report, an accident report. And the other one is the fellow that's in possession of a stolen firearm of over 60 years that his dad had. And now he's had it since his dad passed away. And him and Mike went out and shot it and so forth. But that's two men that Mike brags on. If you want to know a man's character in police work, I've always used, if you want to know a person's character, look at their friends. Look at their friends. Mike thinks that Paul Ervin is a privilege to meet him. If what Mike says about Paul Ervin, and we've discussed it, so I won't harp on it, but then he's not a good judge of character. If what he says about Paul Ervin really happened, we have a hard time believing it, but we'll see. And then the other guy was with the gun that he said, I'll respect you. I'll keep your privacy. And then I asked him if later on if I could go to the TBI, and he gave me permission. Wow. Continue on, sweetheart.
And when I spoke with Paul, he told me that he did indeed have to change his report several times before his supervisor would approve it. Now, you know, it really got me to wondering what that was all about. And Paul told me it was one of those things that he changed everything he could.
Okay. Guys, there's like I said, we've got several retired police officers, current police officers, and several attorneys that watch the same news conference we did. We're not going to mention no names, guys. Don't nobody panic out there, because some people wants to remain anonymous and so forth. And we love the information we get from them and the tips. But from what we're told, because we had heard that he had passed away, but we've been told that recently that Paul Ervin is still alive.
Right.
And actually lives in Sumner.
I think it's Sumner. Yeah.
So, Sheila, there's another one going to come up here in a minute, another police officer that Sheila's going to tell us something about. And later on, we're going to try to contact both of these guys and see what they say. See if what Mike says is true. If what Mike says is true, Mike said on one video that this trooper had to change his report 6 times. And I asked a question. I said, how in the world did he even find his way home at night if he's that incompetent that he they kept telling him to change his report. And he didn't know what they wanted him to change. First of all, they usually tell you if you've made a mistake on a report or something. But if what Mike says about this guy is true, then he's corrupt. You wouldn't change a BA. You wouldn't change an accident report. You wouldn't change it. It would be there. You call it like you see it, or you can't be trusted on any other case. If you'll do it on one, you'll do it on 5. Something like the next video we do on the TBI and Mr. Davison, you're going to see some stuff like that. If he falsified a report, then he tampered with the evidence as far as a BAC. Elam says the trooper had to redo it as many as 6 times on one video. We don't believe it.
Yeah.
We go on proof, and Mike has shown no proof. He's not shown any proof that there's a 0.18 BAC. He's not shown any proof that Trooper Paul Ervin has altered, changed, or left out information on a police report or an accident report. We haven't seen that. If he would have showed one report and it had it, another report he didn't, he changed it 6 times. So there's 5 reports out there where it still should say 0.18. We haven't seen none of them. Do you think 51 years later, somebody wouldn't have a copy, at least one copy of one of those 6 reports? Speaking into history, and if the trooper told Mike that Buford had a BA of 0.18 and there's no record to prove it, then that means that he spoke it in the history. Either the trooper spoke it in the history or Mike, unless somebody's got a BAC lab report from August of 1974 from a blood test that Buford had taken. You'll see. We'll show you something here in a minute. We all know there was no love lost between the TBI, the state police, and Buford Pusser after his 1973 movie. Guys, they couldn't even film the movie in Adamsville, where Buford was from. They had to go to another county. They'll tell you all this information at the museum. If you ever get a chance to go to the museum, Tina is very informative. She can answer any question you have. But there was no love lost between the TBI and state police and Buford Pusser. Go ahead. I heard you.
I don't know about this, but didn't she say something about that the mayor at that time wouldn't allow it, or
Yeah, wouldn't allow them. And a lot of people thought that it was
they
Buford.
blamed Buford, but it was actually the mayor at that time that would not allow it.
A lot of the townspeople thought, why did Buford go to another county to film a movie when he could have done it here with us? They thought it was him, and they made everybody think it was him, but it was actually the mayor or the judge. Somebody wouldn't approve for them to make the movie there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, babe.
Finally, on his last revision, the only thing he altered was when he removed the fact that Buford was 0.18. So he died of a drunk driving accident. He wasn't murdered.
Stop it.
He wasn't.
Now, guys, right there is what you call spoken into history. I mean, we can't put it no plainer to you. To the Kool-Aid drinkers out there, to the people that trust this guy and you believe in this guy and you believe what he says, you're friends with him, you're subscribers of his, get on that page. That this we'll show you the front of this after a while. It says Buford died drunk as a drunk driver. It's a red thumbnail. Ask Mr. Elam, just ask him, hey Mike, can you show us that BAC? Can you show us that 0.18? Now, he's going to give you the runaround. He's going to say this. He's going to say that. But he just spoke this into history. First, he said, I'm going to set the record straight. The first thing he said on this video, I'm going to set the record straight. Buford was drunk driving. He died drunk, and his BAC was a 0.18. He said that. He was driving. We know that Buford was driving that night. But other than that, everything else that Mike has said has been a fib. It's not true. There's no proof of it. In fact, we're going to show you proof to the opposite. But just because that man says something, believe it if you want. He's the one that used this line at the end of this video. He says, you all can believe the Buford Pusser cult or whatever he says, or you can go with the facts. You can go with me.
I
Well,
think he said rabid fans. Buford Pusser's rabid fans.
we're not fans, guys. We became interested in this case because we seen some deceit. I did. Let me speak for myself on some of this stuff. I saw some deceit when I saw these people up there on this press conference. I saw some redirect. I saw some things that in law enforcement, you may even have to be a law enforcement officer or work with attorneys and know how attorneys word things. You can word things in a manner that you're really not even lying if you know how to word it good. It may not be lying, but it's not telling the truth. We're going to show you that in the next video. Paul Ervin's report. Let's see where Paul Ervin says that Buford was drunk. Now, that's what Mike says. I'm sorry to beat a dead horse, but we're down to the wire here. Every time I say I'm not going to watch any more of his videos, I still something to come up or somebody has send something, and I'll say, and I'll watch a little bit, and I say, holy smoke, we got to make a video. It's too easy to correct them. It's too easy to prove the truth. Again, we're not that smart. If we can see
by
it,
no means.
you guys can see it if you open your eyes and want to. Just because somebody tells you something, don't believe everything you're told. Have a mind of your own. Go ahead.
Assassinated by any of these people, like the Pusser legend has it, and so many Pusser fans believe. But we'll get into all that. So here we go. Now I have.
Let's see the BAC. I'm going to catch my notes up so we don't lose nothing. Let's see the BAC. 0.18. It's what you call speaking in history. In layman's terms, it's nothing but a lie. Sorry, guys, can't put it no straighter. I try to beat around the bush. I try to be polite, try to be nice, try to be Christian-like. It's very hard. You know, Sheila tries to keep me straight and gets on to me every now and then. Don't get on to me. She just lectures me. But yeah, trying to help me. And I'll tell you, I think I'm a lot like Peter in the Bible. I think I'm a lot like Peter.
Okay.
Peter cut that guard's ear off, took his sword and cut his ear off when he was going to take Jesus out of the garden.
When they came to
I think that's me. I think I would cut somebody's ear off and then ask forgiveness, but I have a hard time just letting people you got to call their hands. Sometimes I think we're supposed to stand up. I think we're supposed to stand up and call people out.
But look how Peter turned out, baby.
Oh yeah. Peter was Peter denied Jesus 3 times. Peter was like Fred, Paul. He was like Saul before he went to Paul, and that's Fred McCoy. It's hard to believe, but I may have been a disciple back in that day. I'm such a case, but he may have had a use for me because I certainly don't deserve to be his. And I'm sorry to call people. I'm sorry. That's why I tell people all the time when we're talking about Christian walk and I tell people, don't look at me, look at Sheila's life. Don't look at me because I'm a sinner and I have I struggle. Look to the Lord. Yeah. I struggle all the time. So don't look at my life and try to gauge and say, well, because I do that. I'm bad to look at other people, preachers and different people and say, well, if he's going to heaven, I ain't got no problem. Well, that's not the way it works. Neither one of us probably go to heaven. So we got to watch. But I'm sorry to point fingers here, but we can read it again, but it's not going to change. The only report that says anything about alcohol and drugs is right here. Go report. Now we can't show that report, can we? You have to go out of the screen, so we can't do it.
Right.
So right in here,
hmm
Sheila's going to put over Mike's face or our face somewhere. She's going to put a
The-
BAC report.
Right.
And on this report, guys,
hmm
while you're looking over it there, I'm going to have to go down here and find it
Oh,
because I
sorry.
want to go over it with you because you're going to see it again. We're going to go over it again in a minute. And the reason why is that I want you to know that this is out there. Now, Mike hasn't shown you a thing. He just says there's a
Right.
he he had a BAC of 18.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the top of this, it's got 8, 20, 74, and it's got fatality report.
Yeah.
This was done on the night or the next day after Buford was killed. So hear me out here. This is that night or the next morning when he was doing his report.
hmm
Now, Mike Elam says he had to change his report 6 times. He had to take the BAC out of his report. Well, we haven't seen the accident report. We haven't seen the police report. We figure if Mike had it or if it was derogatory toward Buford Pusser, he'd be showing it. If it's bad against Buford, Pauline, Helen, Carl, Dewana especially, he'll show it. He loves to demeanor and degrade that family. Why? I don't know. I can only imagine someday when Mr. Elam dies that the internet is going to light up. I really do. I'm not encouraging that. I hope it don't.
Right.
But
Right.
I can only imagine what the internet is going to do one day with rumors and innuendos that will probably be worse than anything he's ever imagined of being accused of or with or for. That's just the way people are. I learned YouTube and the internet is a harsh land.
Mm.
People are harsh. But the way Mr. Elam has done that family, especially Dewana, a little child at one time, it's almost unforgiven. Now, God will forgive anything, but I don't know that the people will. Time 11:55 p.m. Killed 1,
Okay.
injured 0. Now, what I was getting to there before I got sidetracked, and I'm bad for that, is I don't know what the accident report says. I don't know what the accident, uh, the police report itself says about a BA or anything like that.
hmm
I have a feeling it's not there. I have a feeling it was never there. I don't think he had to change his report. I think that just came up in history over the years as time went by. And let's dog Buford Pusser. But we know this report was made that night or the next day. Location, McNairy County, Highway 64 east of Sumner at Lawton. Investigated by Trooper Sumner, Trooper so-and-so, blank. I don't know why they don't put police officers' names. I don't know why you have to redact a police officer's name. That's the whole purpose in having a report, so you can confirm that this
hmm
report was done by so-and-so and
Hmm.
killed Buford H. Pusser, Adamsville, Tennessee, race, white, sex, male, age 36, DOA at Sumner Hospital. Now, an attorney told us the other day, we was talking with another attorney that's been up on this case way before Sheila and I come along. There are some of these people that's followed and corrected this man right here for a long time. And she was telling us that because we were asking about, because she's from that area, and we were asking about could she check at the hospital and see if either in the attic or the basement. Sheila and I have found Hatfield McCoy records in some of the awfulest places in courthouses and different things that we went looking for that they didn't even know was still there, and we would find them over the years. And we figured that somewhere in the basement or the attic,
hmm
that
They would have files.
that Buford Pusser's file would be there, at least from 1974 when he passed away. Who's going to throw away a Buford Pusser file? Now, somebody may have taken it home with them, but they're not going to throw it away. That's a keepsake. That's a heirloom. That's a treasure. He tells us that the Sumner Hospital is no longer there.
Mhm.
They shut it down. Remarks: one automobile accident. Car left the road, struck embankment, and burned. Body was thrown clear. Boy, that's clear and concise. That's clear and to the point. Nowadays, you have to write a half of a novel when you're doing a report. He says one automobile, car left the road, struck an embankment, and it burned.
Wow.
The body was thrown clear. Next of kin has been notified. Well, the next of kin was probably one or two cars back.
Yeah.
That was Dewana.
Yeah.
She came up on her daddy. You're going to hear Mike talk about that. You're going to hear what a derogatory statement or statements he can make towards a 13-year-old child. Now, remember, her mother died when she was 6.
Right. Right.
Her father died when she was 13, and she almost witnessed it.
Yeah.
She came up on it. And Mike's biggest concern is proving a myth wrong or making something into a myth.
Sad.
Number one, it says drinking, no evidence. This is true for Ervin, guys. This is before anybody. Mike says he had to have his report redone 6 times. He didn't have to redo this one. This was done that night or the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking, no evidence. That means no beer containers, no wine coolers, no liquor bottles, no nothing at all that would indicate that this man had been drinking, because it says no evidence.
Right.
Seatbelts, no evidence. Seatbelts wasn't required then. Drugs, no evidence. That means there was no pill bottles, there was no syringes, there was no anything at all that would indicate that Buford was on drugs. Was blood test requested? Yes. That would have been by the coroner, Dr. Pillar.
Okay.
Name of the subject given the test, that would have been Buford Pusser. Was medical examiner notified? Yes, that's who's taking the blood. Now, she's going to play that. I'm going to go back up here, but remember that report. I'm going to show you periodically, just to show you when Mike says that Buford blood alcohol was 0.18. He said this for years, guys, years and years and years. Why some of you haven't asked this question or put his feet to the fire, or maybe you have, and maybe he's blocked you. Maybe I blocked Mike on my page because I don't want to hear. He's not going to convince me of nothing. If you'll tell one lie to somebody, you'll tell 50.
Mm.
And Mike's not known in my book for being honest or telling the truth, contrary to what is truth has no agenda. Somebody wrote earlier and says Elam's agenda has no truth. And that couldn't be more clear in my opinion. His agenda has no truth. His agenda is to sell books and sell stories and get subscribers and be on YouTube. Go ahead, babe.
Paul Ervin's report here, and you'll see it on the screen, where he says that he was dispatched to a accident about 7 miles east of Selmer. Well, when he was on his en route to that accident, he said about a mile before he got there, he could see the flames. And when he arrived,
now, guys, he took the report off, and you probably can't see it on that screen. If you can, that's great. If you didn't, don't worry about it, because about right here, Sheila will put the report up big on our screen. It'll cover Mike's face, but you'll be able to hear Mike talk. Stop the video and read the report. Read every line of it, and then listen to Mike. Not just this report, not just Ervin's report, but every report that we're going to go over here. Stop the TV when they first come on. Read the report for yourself. Then listen to Mike and see how much of what you read is actually what Mike is telling you.
Good
You're going
point.
to see some discrepancies. That's not something I fixed or I made up. There's the report. In fact, it's the report that he's showing on his screen. We just
Mhm.
copied it, made it bigger so you could read it.
Mhm.
It's somewhat like he did on that autopsy page when he didn't want you to read that. It said multiple
Multiple.
shots were possible, multiple damage, he didn't read none of that. He just read one line, and then he says the right side of the brain controls the left and makes your eyes colors blue. And whatever he said that he read out of a medical or off the line had nothing to do with the autopsy report. But he told you at the beginning of that video, this is going to be, it's going to be
Mind-boggling. I
mind-boggling.
think is what he said.
Mind-boggling. It's going to be a reckoning. Just wait till you hear this. And when he got done with that video, he said no more than he said here. In fact, he guided your attention away from the things that were relevant in that autopsy report that you, if you're watching our videos, you're either Pusser fans or you want the truth or both. Again, guys, we're not saying we're Pusser fans. We're for the underdog. We take up for people that can't take up for themselves, children and dead people. In this case here, both, because Dewana had a rough life. And go ahead, Punk.
He indicated that there were several people at the scene, including T.W. Burks, Danny Browder, Jason Hollingsworth, and Dewana Pusser. He said that when he got there, he noticed all the damage to the car. It was on fire. And about 100 feet from that uh, accident scene is where he saw Buford's body. Now, this gives me an opportunity.
I'm going to try to remain calm here. I've done heard it 2 or 3 times, so I should be okay now. But he's getting ready to talk about a little 13-year-old girl. He's going to talk about Dewana here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he started talking about her about 20 years ago. I don't know how old she was when she passed away, but she was a younger lady when she started hearing Mike Elam's stories about her dad, her mom, and even her. But before I go on, Sheila's probably done took this paper off, and she may stick it back up there for an instant.
Okay.
But look at the bottom of Trooper Paul Ervin's statement there, guys. Look at the bottom of Paul Ervin's statement. See that signature and date? Has any of you ever seen that on Buford Pusser's 1967 statement? Have you ever seen a statement where Buford Pusser has signed it? Now, it could be out there again. Just because we say something, it just means that we haven't seen it. Doesn't mean that it don't exist, but sometimes the evidence that you don't have is as important as evidence that you do. Because if it don't exist, then that means it's not out there. It never happened. That Buford never signed that statement. And we're going to discuss that in the next video about TBI and Mr. Davison. But why have we never seen a statement with Buford Pusser's signature on it? They say Buford Pusser lied in his statement. That ain't even, there's nothing to indicate that that's even Buford Pusser's words. That statement was written by a third party.
Because it kept saying he said, or he did this, or he did that,
Yeah.
instead of Buford saying Pauline and I did this, or Pauline and I were here when
Yeah.
this happened. They used it as he.
A third party.
Yeah. Mhm.
So as of right now, we still have nobody's positively said that that was even something that Buford told anybody. Usually if you write, as a police officer, I would always give everybody a blank sheet of paper or two. Write me out in your own words what happened. Write me a statement.
Mhm.
They would write it out. Half time you couldn't read half of it because they write like I do. I'm a shabby writer. But you had their handwriting, they dated it, and they signed it. Another detective or somebody in the room would also witness it, plus I would sign it. We would take that, if we had to transcribe it, if it was so bad you couldn't hardly read it, while he's there, we would get it transcribed, let him read over it, and then he would initial each page and then sign the last page again and date it, showing that transcribed paper matched up with what his written statement was, word for word, verbatim. And that way there's no debate. He can't get to court later on and say, nope, that ain't what I told them guys. They lied. We don't know who lied here. We know that the TBI, we know that the state police didn't like Buford Pusser, especially after the 1973 movie come out and everybody wasn't included in, and the state police didn't look that good, or TBI didn't look that good, because Buford's out here busting up these moonshine steals, him and old Jim Moffitt and Plunk.
Mr. Plunk. Yep.
So there's a signature at the bottom of his statement. Now, as you read through that statement, and I am going to harp on it because that's what this video is about. He says Buford was drunk. He died drunk driving, and he had an 18 BAC.
Yep.
It's not true. Anywhere in that statement, that's his typed up statement from that night or the next day. That's not his police report that he says he had to redo. He's already wrote this report up. This is his own notes. He wouldn't have had to went back and redone this. This wouldn't have had to been turned in with the accident report or the police report. This is his notes. I figured this is his notes from 1973, knowing Buford just had the biggest movie of 1973 the year before and had just signed a movie deal for $2 million or so the day before he was killed.
That was the notes from 1974, correct? So you said 73.
73 was the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
73 was the movie. So if he had just made a movie in 73 and there was no love lost between these guys,
yeah,
this trooper could have went back 5 years later and wrote this up as far as that. But I have a feeling it was wrote up then. If he wrote that 5 years later and what Mike is saying is true, he wouldn't have cared to put in there blood alcohol 0.18. It's not there, guys. Read your report again. Nowhere in there does it say anything about a blood alcohol. Nowhere in there does it say anything about alcohol whatsoever related to Buford. Go ahead, Pop.
All right.
It's okay. Ervin said when he got there,
hold on, I'm on the report. See, I had
the body was about 100 feet from the car. Go ahead, whenever you're ready.
Now, this gives me an opportunity to clear up another myth and part of the Pusser legend, and that being that Dewana Pusser, when she arrived at the accident scene and seeing her father's body laying just inches from the car that was on fire, that she picked him up and carried him away so that he wouldn't be burned. Well, actually, it was Jason Hollingsworth that was with her, and he is the one that did most of that. So
he got ready to fib there real good, but he went back. He's going to bust Dewana's bubble.
Yeah.
13-year-old girl said she helped somewhere along the way. He's thought it, or somebody has said it, that Dewana picked up her 6'6", 250-pound dad and carried him away.
A 13-year-old.
I have a feeling nobody carried Buford anywhere. I've worked enough accident scenes and cars on fire and different things that you grab that person, you drag them. You're trying to get out of there before the tires blow up or the gas tank blows, and you drag them. You don't carry anybody anywhere, especially when they're unconscious or dead. That's why it's called dead weight. They're dead.
Yeah.
But he's going to bust another myth, he says, because Dewana has told somebody, or it's been said through the years, that Dewana had picked her dad up and carried him to safety, because the first man on the scene there says when he heard the wreck, he went up there and the man was laying at the back bumper of the car and there was a small fire in the front of the car. And he ran back to his house to call for help. While he's gone to call for help, Dewana and them pull up. By now, the car's burning pretty good. They grab hold of Buford and they drag him 100 foot down the road, because Trooper Ervin says when he got there in his report that Buford's body was about 100 foot from where the car was burning. so we can confirm that. Since her dad was murdered, Dewana had to hear that her dad had murdered her mother. She had to hear that her mother was a stripper. I wonder how Pauline's brother feels about the way Mike insults his sister and his niece. Even if this guy don't care about Buford for whatever reason it was through the years,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how this fellow that was on that video there that they loved playing like they had really done so good, taking up for Pauline. I wonder how he feels about the way Mike talks about his sister being a stripper and his niece. Mike takes every opportunity to clear up what he calls miss. He takes every opportunity. It's like it's a challenge. It's like
Well,
did she say she carried him or did she say she helped drag him? Go ahead, then.
exactly. She was a 13-year-old child back then. Maybe to her that meant a lot to her, knowing that she helped pull her daddy out away from that and
You're
was
going to
trying
hear
to
another
help
one.
him.
You're going to
It's
hear
just
another one
sad.
in a minute because he says at the end of this video he really took care of some miss in this video. Well, he does two of them. Both of them's on Dewana. And
Sad.
we wonder why, if she did the life herself, why? Here's you a cyber bully. All we do, guys, is respond to this man's comments. We respond to this man's videos. We're not following him around saying that he did this or he did that or he's made this up, or we show proof but this guy here, he's, what's it called when you go after somebody? Well, you troll them. He's trolled Dewana and the Pusser family for years and years. Mother died when she was 6. She's 13 now. Now she's one of the first scenes. She's one of the first on the scene when her dad dies. He watches her dad take his first breath. He almost burns up. He watches him take his last breath.
Yeah.
And old Mike here wants everyone to know that Dewana didn't carry her 6 foot, 250-pound dad away from the crash. Now, Mike, we kind of believe that. We'll give you that one.
What adult would? Yeah.
That's real. I'm sure Dewana, I'm sure she's heard them all before her demise, like everyone else would believe that. He says here in this video, he says she didn't do it. And then he said the first one on the scene was, he named him just now. And he said he's the one that moved Buford with Dewana or something to that, with Dewana.
Mostly or something.
Mostly, but Dewana was with him. So Dewana helped in her little childlike mind. And we'll show a picture of her about right here, of the little girl at her father's funeral a couple of days later. She'll insert a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Sad family. She's an orphan. She's lost her mom. She's lost her dad. Mike here is worried about, I got to solve another myth. This loss prevention guy, he's got to go after this little 13-year-old girl. I don't know. I don't know what big difference in helping to drag your dad to safety or carrying your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Sad, sad man. He's a sad, sad fella, guys. He's really a sad human being. The last few years of Dewana's life was pure heck with this guy. Pure heck. Talking about it, her dad killing her mom,
Mm-hmm.
correcting her memories that she had. Sheila's going to play. Did you play the video probably already? I was talking about where she's comes up on her dad. No, that's that's where it's coming up.
Yeah.
Where she talks about her dad. And this man won't even let her have her own memory of what she remembered.
Yeah.
Of being a hero and trying to save her dad, or hearing her dad's last breath or last word.
Last words. Yeah.
He really put her through it until finally she either gave up or someone took their hatred and revenge out on Buford's only child. Dewana was his only natural child, his and Pauline's. Now, he raised the other 2 children too, Mike and Diane.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Buck. You got anything?
No.
He raised them and as his own. but this was his only blood child. Can you imagine a little child trying to save her daddy, helping drag him 100 foot down the road? Must have been traumatic for her.
It was.
Trying so hard, and Buford so big, it probably seemed like she was packing them herself. It probably seemed like it was all she could do.
Yeah, she's probably determined, you know.
Sometimes people's just misquoted.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if she said it or not, or I have never heard that
But it's
quote.
okay. She was a child
Yeah.
then.
That's why we like showing clips, guys. That's why we like letting you hear people's voices instead of us telling you what Mike said or he didn't say. It lets you see for yourself what bad people look like and how they act and things they do.
Mm.
Mike goes on to say that Jason Hollingsworth, that was with her, he was with Dewana, and he's the one that did most of that. So there goes another part of the legend that we can shoot down, Mike says. But he says most of it. How much of it? Did he pull her Buford back by himself, or did that little 5, 10, 15 pounds that Dewana helped pull?
Yeah.
Could that have been what made the difference? I've got a hold of a big overweight man one night in a bad wreck in the car. On the car, it's a little S10 truck. And it was all I could do. I'm a little bitty fella. You can't do it. You try with all your might and you drag and just get away far enough to keep them from burning up. And then you're down. I think that's when my back problems really started before I got hurt the last time. But most of that, so he's acknowledging that Dewana helped. After the insult, it says he busted a myth. He says he's another myth buster. He only busted a 13-year-old child's bubble of her last few minutes with her father. A memory she had for years until Mike came along and with his stories had Dewana second guessing her own memories because she was only 13 then. When he starts writing this stuff into history and putting it in books and on videos, and Dewana would see it or hear it, she second guessed herself. Was Daddy trying to say my name, or was he dead when I got there? I thought I seen him take his last breath. I can't remember now. He had her so confused.
She said, I would like to think, he said, Dewana.
That's right, babe. Now she says in her video that Sheila's probably even shown you by now. If she hasn't, she'll show you right now.
So held on to his neck, turned him over, held it, and was saying, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And he muttered a little bit, and what I want to think was Dewana.
I would like to think. She tries to correct so she knows that Mike can't come back and attack her. You know, Mike got upset at me for some things I called him out on, just like this. He's telling fibs here with no way to back them up on the 0.18 and so forth. But he got mad at me because I called him out on, and he's a grown man. He's in his 70s. Imagine what Dewana felt like, a little kid or a young lady. Imagine what she felt like with a man like Mike. Could argue with a wall. Imagine what she felt like, him coming after her and her family over the years. You're a real jewel, pal. What did he gain from this? How is this justice for Pauline?
From tearing everybody down.
How is this justice for Pauline? And it's not justice for Pauline. He can use those words. You're going to hear in the next video we do with TBI and Mark Davison. That's what they say. Justice for Pauline. I wonder where they got that from, guys. I wonder where Mr. Roush got that from. Justice for Pauline. Then he tells you, I'm going to tell you a story. Oh, wow.
The story goes.
Yeah, the story goes. I wonder who that sounds like. Who's that sound like? Wonder who he's been listening to. That's next video. A little ego boost. Well, I proved that 13-year-old wrong. I know, guys, I'm beating a dead horse, but I want Mike. This is for Mike, because Mike watches our videos. This is for Mike.
Shame on him.
You sure beat that 13-year-old, Mike. You sure brought her down. She didn't hear her daddy take his last breath. She didn't pull him out of the fire. Once again, Mike says Officer David Killingsworth was on the scene. Mike says Officer Killingsworth accompanied Dr. Pillar to Sumner Hospital with Buford's body. You go ahead and I'm going to let that window down.
Okay. Do you want me to read what
Yeah, if that comes
Okay.
you might want to look first.
Okay.
Then you
There goes another part of the legend that we can shoot down.
So that's sad.
Things really got kind of strange there. When he was interviewing Danny Browder, he said that he had heard the accident, that it sounded like a jet screaming down the highway, and then he heard the crash. He couldn't see anything when he stepped out on his porch to see what was happening, so he got in his vehicle, drove down there, and he saw Buford's body was almost directly behind the car, and there was a small fire under the hood. So he went back to his house knowing that he needed a lot of help, and he called for assistance. Of course, other people started to soon arrive. One of those being a deputy sheriff named David Killingsworth, and it wouldn't be long until medical examiner Harry Peeler arrived at the scene. And of course, he examined Buford and knew that he was dead. And Buford was transported to the McNairy County General Hospital.
and you can tell about the deputy.
Okay. Deputy David Killingsworth had said on one of these posts on Facebook, he's defending the reputation of Buford Pusser. He was engaged with the title Buford Pusser, The Other Story. In one comment, he wrote, quote, "So easy for people to rewrite history when Buford and his deputies, friends, and family are not here to defend him."
We're going to hear that. That's Dr. Pillar there. That was the deputy before him. Let it play a little bit more now.
It was there that Killingsworth said that he was with Peeler when he drew blood from Buford's body to check for substances. And that came back at being 0.18 blood alcohol.
That came
Wow.
back at being 0.18. Now, you've only heard that about 4 times so far. At the main beginning, a couple of times before, and now this is the 3rd or 4th time, at least, that Mike has said a 0.18. Now, he said that over and over and over because Mike believes in this illusionary rule.
Truth. Or something
Truth,
called it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that the more you say something to somebody, that eventually they begin to believe it. So he said 4 times now that he had a blood alcohol of 0.18. He says that this deputy sheriff that she's probably showing you right now again,
Mm-hmm.
that Killingsworth accompanied Dr. Pillar to the hospital, and when Dr. Pillar drew blood, that it came back a 0.18. Guys, I just saw a while ago, it's in our notes here to discuss, but funny because they just arrested another person in Tennessee, state police did, for DUI, and he was actually a diabetic. It just came on. I'm probably going to do a video on it.
He was having a diabetic issue.
And it came on, and they said this man had to live. He didn't have no drugs or alcohol in his system. He was just low on sugar. And he said they had to live through torment for 7 months waiting on the blood test to come back.
Mm-hmm.
This is 2025, guys.
Yeah.
That was 1974. Let me go to my notes. Mike says Officer Killingsworth accompanied Dr. Pillar to Sumner Hospital with Buford's body. Mike says Killingsworth was there when Dr. Pillar took blood from Buford's body. Mike says it came back as being a 0.18 BAC. Mike just spoke that into history. But so, yes, regardless of what Buford's fans tell you, Buford was intoxicated. That's what he's getting ready to say. Go ahead and play that last.
Alcohol concentration. So, yes, regardless of what Pusser fans tell you, Buford was intoxicated when he died.
Buford was intoxicated when he died, regardless of what. Buford's fans tell you, look up there in that top right-hand corner,
Yeah,
guys.
see
Who
it.
is that, baby?
That is Dewana at her dad's funeral.
Yeah, that's Dewana. That's 13-year-old Dewana that
Yeah.
he busted her bubble a while ago. He corrected that myth that she tried to get her dad out of the fire. So regardless, now you got to see, because I'm reading my notes and I read it before he even said it.
Yeah.
So I try to write things verbatim. So try to be fair.
That's right. Good.
So yes, regardless of what Buford's fans tell you, Buford was intoxicated when he died. The report we saw earlier said no evidence of alcohol or drugs. You're going to hear other reports here in a minute, but he says that they done a blood test and it come back a 1.8. Show test again.
Okay.
We'll show. She'll
Put it up
insert
there.
that.
I'll put it up
She'll
there.
insert that right here again.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, first, there was Tennessee State Trooper Paul Ervin, who supposedly told Mike that Buford was drunk and too much car, too much speed, too much alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But yet there's no physical evidence. There's no blood test. There's no nothing to show that, or that even that Paul Ervin ever said that.
Exactly.
Buford was drunk, at least according to Mike. Yet, no hospital lab or BAC record. In other words, no physical proof whatsoever. So Mike just spoke that into history again. He said it again, again, and again. And for all you people out there, and that's why Mike wants a debate. That's why Mike wants to, anybody he can get into it with, stay into it with. See, guys, we're trying to live right. Again,
Yeah.
don't do the best probably, but I could argue with the best of you. I can cuss with the best of you. I can probably fight with the best of you till my back goes out, but I can do that. But that's not what we want. We're trying to prove a point. We're trying to go with evidence and prove our point. If we wanted subscribers, and we do, everybody wants subscribers if you're a
Sure.
YouTuber. Everybody wants comments. Everybody wants you to ring that bell. Everybody wants you to like and subscribe. But if we wanted that, why wouldn't we be like Mike? Mike lets you can go in there and call Mike a milk cow. He don't care. That gives him a hit. That gives him a comment. That gives him me. I either going to come back to you or delete you. Devil tells me, go, Fred. Tell them off, Fred. You can get them. And I probably could win the battle, but I'd be up all night long losing the war because good Lord's going to chastise me for it.
Exactly.
So we just delete the bad comments. You guys can go start your own channel. You can go get on Mike's channel. You can go talk about Fred McCoy like a dog. I don't mind, but you can't do it on our page. It's our page. It's our little piece of enjoyment. Now, if we was after viewers, if we was after trying to get clicks, we'd let it stay there, because the more you can get people intertwined and talking and arguing with each other, the bigger your channel's going to be. Sorry, it's not what it's about with us. I already feel bad sometimes because I get as hateful as I do. I don't want to argue with people. For those of you who haven't figured it out yet, there is no physical evidence. This is only a rumor. This was a rumor started by Mike. I'm not trying to convince you. All you got to do is listen to him. I'm not trying to sell you the Kool-Aid, guys, or make you drink the Kool-Aid. I'm showing you the evidence. He's not showing you one piece of physical evidence with a BAC that says there's an 18 alcohol from Buford Pusser and Dr. Pillar or Trooper Ervin or Killingsworth. Now, Sheila is going to try to contact him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. I was going to try to contact him and see if I can get to talk to him about it.
We have another person very valuable to us, we're finding out.
Thank you.
And they're trying to make contact with Mr. Ervin to see if they can either talk to him or we can. It doesn't matter who, because they're more capable of it than we are.
Right.
And but we would like to get Paul Ervin's side of it. If Paul Ervin says, yeah, I had to do that, then.
In 1974, when Buford was killed in a single vehicle accident, he was intoxicated and he was speeding. But this one is called Buford Died Drunk. And that's just a fact. But this one is called Buford Died Drunk. And that's just a fact. So, folks, just remember, Buford Pusser, the other story, is where myths come to die and facts and truth are told.
All right, guys, we sure hope you are doing well today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Bye. And please go to Fred McCoy 40